right. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, something's wrong with the viewer count today. I don't know why it says 19 people. I think there's more than 19 here. Yeah, whatever. Maybe it'll reset at some point here. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Happy Rangers Day, baby. Happy Rangers Day. Happy NVIDIA Day. Yeah, I see 21 people on my end. I don't know. It's all right. I see the likes going up. Press that like button. Press that like button. Interesting day today. Interesting day for the stock market. Morning, everyone. Buenos dias. Howdy. Bonjour. Hump day. Yeah, happy hump day. Morning, chat. Wednesday. Yesterday, what did we talk about? We'll get into it in a second. We'll wait a few minutes to dive deep into everything. But yesterday, stronghold again, key levels. Had to trust them. 18,690. Trust that morning downside. Went ahead and held some key levels, and then we just went up all day. So very important, once again, to trust those demand levels that were below yesterday that we talked about here in the morning live stream, and that really created the upside opportunities. So congrats if you caught any of that. Yesterday we did on some Google, a little bit of coin. Really nice. This is the Ranger Stadium Series jersey. Got it from MSG. Madison Square Garden. We will be at Madison Square Garden next Wednesday. This Friday. 2 days. So just to give you guys a heads up, for those that are here, probably not going to be on the stream Friday. I might just call it a day off. It's been a nice week. It's been some nice opportunities. Tomorrow, probably a big opportunity day with NVIDIA earnings tonight. So hopefully catch a little bit of action tomorrow, right, after that NVIDIA earnings, and then hopefully, be able to end the week on a strong note on that Thursday. Friday, I will be traveling. I won't be traveling Friday, but I will be sort of on the move Friday, getting into the city, getting down to Belmar, getting ready to have a few days off. We have a short week next week. Monday, the market is closed, so I am expecting Friday to be a pretty light day. I think most people will take off Friday to extend their weekend, right? You take off Friday, you have a 4-day weekend. That's beautiful. You gotta appreciate that. I know you like the market to be open. I know you like to have those opportunities, but sometimes having those long weekends can do a lot for you. They can have mental reset, right? It's really good for you as a trader. Get away from the screens, have a little bit of time off. So Monday, market is closed for Memorial Day. Go out, have fun. I know a lot of you guys up in the Northeast are very excited for that. That is when people crawl out of the graves, man. Memorial Day, everyone's going to crawl out of their houses. Finally, it's summer. I heard the weather up there has been nice. It's getting better. Little high of 75. Can't beat that in the Northeast. So excited to experience it. We will be streaming from Belmar, New Jersey for the next week. So next Tuesday through Friday, we will be on a mobile stream. We're going to test out the Starlink Shout out Elon. Gonna test out the Starlink. Gonna test out the new. I got a bunch of new mobile setup things going on, so should be fun. Should be exciting. That'll be a fun time. So here we go. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Here we go. Economic calendar. So economic calendar not really in focus, I don't think, as much as the earnings calendar, right? So here's the economic. I don't think we will have much focus on this today, but we could go over it real quick. This is Wednesday. You see 10 o'clock existing home sales, crude oil inventories, and the FOMC minutes. So interesting that we have FOMC minutes today. I don't really expect too much off of that. Maybe just a little bit of this, right? A little bit of up, a little bit of down. People trying to trade 0 DTE and getting smacked. That's probably what you expect there. So really nothing that interesting here today on the economic side. Tomorrow you got unemployment claims, manufacturing PMI, services PMI, new home sales there at 10 o'clock. So a little bit there tomorrow. And then Friday we end the week with consumer sentiment. That's pretty much about it. So you could be aware of that 2 o'clock, guys. FOMC minutes could be, could cause a little bit of volatility. But I believe that the main move of the market is going to be based off of tonight's earnings report. Nvidia, the big boy. The main event is tonight. So please understand that. 20-year bond auction. Yeah, you might get maybe a little something there, but I think everything will be muted because of this, right? Whatever happens intraday today can be totally invalidated because of this. Nvidia earnings tonight, major stuff. Snowflake as well, decently important, but definitely not as big as Nvidia. This will move the semiconductor sector. AMD, TSM, Qualcomm, MU, SMCI, ARM. So a lot of semis to sort of keep an eye out there out tonight after this report does come out. So please understand that. That's that. All right. Let's jump right in. So yesterday we were here in the morning live stream, right? And we were getting downside in the pre-market. And we said, be careful, right? Because we are moving down into demand levels, right? And we do not want to be shorting into these levels, right? So we had that morning downside, right? We came down into these previous highs, our 18,690 level, and that is the exact level that held intraday yesterday. Market opened, we held 18,690, and we continued up pretty much all day. Very, very clear, very clean, and that was just a clean technical, that is a clean example of trusting the technical levels that are on your charts. So we can see right here, yesterday, I'm going to go to it, and we'll sort of run through what happened intraday. Right, that is right here. So we had a few levels, right? We've had these demand levels on our charts, and we can see we opened the morning, we had a double bottom low at our first demand, 18,690. What happened next? We reclaimed 18,709, pushed higher. What happened next? We held above 18,730, right? Pushed higher. And pretty much all we did was go from one demand to the next. We held here, broke above this, held here, broke above this, held here, right? So if you trusted those levels yesterday and you knew that there was buying coming in off these levels, right, you had a very nice day. Trusted the levels. That was key. Very, very nice yesterday. Now, today, let's drop on this 15-minute chart. We can see our 18,730, how well that held yesterday. This was our previous highs here. We can see it held yesterday right there. Our next level was this high right here at 18,760. You can see right here, previous highs, bunch of rejections. That was our rejection point from yesterday morning, right? Where did that pre-market downside come in yesterday? Right off of 18,760, right there, 18,760. What are we doing this morning? Let's zoom in a little bit further. Look at the morning action here. 18,760. Rejection, rejection, rejections. What did we do this morning? Look at that. Very clean. All right. I love to see it. I love to see it. I love to see how these levels respond and how they react. You can really gain confidence in your trading when you can see the levels that you've had on your charts, right? Levels that we've had on our charts before the action actually came in. Really respect, right? You can go back to yesterday's live stream. You can confirm this. We had our 18,760 on our charts all week. And look at what this thing is doing this morning off that level. So we can be confident now that if we do pull back today, right, we can watch that 18,760 for maybe another long entry, right? Maybe we look for another long here at 18,760. Or we drop lower. Let's look for a long at 730, right? We've held here. We've held here. We've held here all day Monday. Let's look for another 18,730 potential pullback long, right? Let's continue to look for these levels that we've had on our charts to create those long opportunities, because clearly that is the trend of the market as of now. Now, of course, tonight is Nvidia earnings, and that could change a lot, right? That could change a lot. So I want to see something real quick. I wonder if I'm getting shafted by YouTube right now because of this stream count. Whatever. It is what it is. But I probably am. Because it's not fixing itself. Whatever. What are you going to do? I'm not going to restart the stream. Yeah, it says there's 64 people watching. Anyways. So you can see right there, 18,795, 18,800, right? That was a key level yesterday. And we are sort of moving below it right now, right? We're getting a little bit of a drop below it. We're getting a little bit of a weakness below that level. This was a previous high here on Monday of this week, right? And you can see we are sort of rejecting that level right now. So this is going to be a key level today. We could sort of put a level up here around that 18,820. We could put a little something there, right in there, right? Because that is where we saw a double top rejection yesterday, intraday. Double top rejection intraday right there. You can see that little 18,820 level. So keep an eye on that, right? 18,820, very clear. Little double top rejection from yesterday. I would say you want to see a clean hold right here, right? Above that 18,795, 18,800. Yeah, there's not actually 73 people watching. It's just YouTube's counter is wrong. So 18,795. Right, you can see right there, that was the Monday high. That is something I would like to see attempt to hold today if we're going to see extreme strength. For now, I'd be sort of shocked to see us hold that, right? Because that is a very extreme hold. That would be a very strong hold. You can see we held that level into close yesterday, right here around that 18,795. We tried to hold it here in the pre-market. We ultimately failed and moved lower. We got to pop off our demand, and we're sort of failing this again. So I don't know if I expect us to hold this. If we do, then we are going to get probably that strong move again today. If we don't, I would expect us to just sort of give back some of this straight up move, possibly trade back down into our demand at 18,760. All right, so if we do not hold this 18,795 here today, and we do see some weakness sort of near open or into intraday, I would expect the move back down to this 18,760, which is where I would look to potentially pick up some short-term trades as well. All right. So yeah, I don't know, guys. It's just a little bit strange on the live stream today, but whatever. Let's just get through it. I'm pretty sure we have more than what it says, and if you guys are watching, whatever. It is what it is. So 18,795, you guys can see right there. Very clear level that is sort of reacting right now as we speak. Let's be aware of that. We could see some weakness off that today. We could see some, sort of continuation to the downside. This was a straight up move. You never really expect straight up to hold, so I don't really trust just a vertical move this morning straight up. Then, I don't really expect it to maintain. But let's keep an eye on it. let's watch that 18,795, 18,800. If we get a pullback, let's watch that 760. All right? Very clear levels here on the NASDAQ, guys. They have remained clear. They have respected. Let's make sure we trust them. Right here, 760. Right here, 730. And then right now, you can see our 795 rejecting slightly this morning. All right? All right. QQQ. Here's our read on the QQQ. We can see yesterday, where did we pull back to? You guys should know this level. Engrave this level in your head. 453, right? 453. You can see right here. 453. That was one of the levels we longed off of on Monday. That was this previous high. That was this previous high. That was that pre-market high on Monday. Look at the level that we held yesterday. 453. Bam. Beautiful. We got above 454 right here, right? And this was a long entry that a lot of us took yesterday in the chat. If you guys are here from the group and you took that 454 long yesterday, let me know in the chat. So you can see right here, 454, this low, right? And we reclaimed that yesterday, and look at the long that was created off that level. Very nice, very clean. That is a Monday low, Monday support that turned into a support once again intraday yesterday. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome at 454 yesterday. We turned that next level into support right here, that 454.85. And you can see, if we zoom in, if TOS will let me zoom in, look at the level that held this morning right here. This 454.85, this high, this high, this high, all these highs, all these levels that we could not break above previously held right there yesterday. 454.85, very clean, very nice. That was their sort of hold level from this morning. What would I like to see try to hold on the QQQ right now? Right? This is our next level to try to hold. It's right here. It's at Monday's highs, right? So what we can do is we can go like this. We can type Monday highs, right? So we know what it is right there. 455.60. The exact high was 455.58. So we can put that at 455.58. That was the exact high of Monday, and that is where we're looking to try to hold right now in the QQQ. If we do not hold that Monday high, then I would expect us to sort of trade back lower, back into our 454.85, okay? Then if we break that, then we trade back into our 454, right? And we trade level to level. So the level that I'd like to see hold for extreme strength this morning is right here at Monday's highs, 455.58. That was a level that held on the intraday yesterday. All right, if we go to the 2-minute chart, look at this yesterday end of day, right there. See this little break and retest, and hold, right? That was 455.58. That was Monday's highs, and that is what you're going to look to see what happens at that level today, right here. What happens here in the pre-market at 455.58. So keep an eye on that level on the QQQ. If we do break below it, then we will come back down to our 454.85. We will possibly come back down to our 454, and we will look for those longs off those pullback entries. Okay? Upside supply, 456.35. That's just our little short-term double top, and that's about it. All right. ES. Very interesting level that it's attempting to hold right now on the ES. You guys can see right here. We are attempting to hold the 53.35 on the ES. Now, yesterday, before we get into the hold right now, yesterday, what did we talk about intraday yesterday? Or I'm sorry, on the pre-market live stream yesterday. We said, okay, ES is rejecting, but we're moving down into demand. Do not short if the ES is above Monday's lows, okay? Do not short the market if the market is maintaining above this Monday low at 53.24, right? That was the exact verbatim words we had this yesterday morning. We said do not short into the level that has very clearly held here at 53.24, 53.28. We've had a hold here Monday. We had holds here on last week. We had rejections here on Friday. We had a downside move in the pre-market into that level yesterday, and look at the result of that level, right? Once again, the demand zone holding strong. So we need to make sure we know, moving forward here, that a move down into that 53.24, 53.28 is a level that you need to be careful of if you are shorting, right? I would not want to short into this zone right here. If we break below this zone, that is when you can start to look for that entry point, right? If we break below this zone. Until then, I would not be shorting into this zone below. That is a very clear hold zone, a level that has a zone that is held on the ES. Now, if we break this down a little bit more short term, we have a level right above, which is right here. We have these highs here. We have these highs here. We have this high here, this high here, this high here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, right? Failing that 53.35 in the past. Now, this morning, you can see we are attempting to hold that level. So 53.35 on the ES right here this morning, guys, is going to be the level to hold. Okay? If we can hold that 53.35 today, I'd expect us to try to push higher again. If we break below it, we come back down into this demand below. But as of right now, you can see that 53.35 is attempting to base. Let's keep an eye on that level today. 53.35. Very key. To the upside, we now have a triple top rejection, which is very clear. So let's be careful up there, right? If we do take the market long, we still want to be a profit taker into this 53.50 level. Very clear. 1, 2, and 3. Very clear triple top rejection. So let's be careful. If we do catch a long today, let's not be the greedy people. Let's take profits up here. And if we do get above it and we hold above it, then we look for that next long entry. Okay? So 53.50, very clear supply above, triple top rejections over the last few trading days. Let's be careful up there. And then let's watch the 53.35 in the 53.28 to 24 area today. SPY. We talked about the 529 to 529.50 zone. We said how that's our major demand zone down below. You can see again yesterday holding once again, right? Monday's lows. We have these holds here. And yesterday, you had your pre-market downside into that 529, 529.50. And once again, that hold steps in very strong. Beautiful. Beautiful. So right there, you can see that 529, 529.50. Beautiful hold. Once again, upside continuation. Now let's drop this down a little bit more short term because there's a level right now that we need to be watching on the SPY. You can see right here. Rejections. Rejections, 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 rejections. Multiple times. We've seen rejections at this 530.3, 530.33, right? We're right at that level right now. Does that hold, right? Does this hold? Does this previous rejection point turn into a support today and help the SPY higher? You can see it right there. Let's watch this level today. At 530.33, that has been a previous rejection point that could be a hold level today. If we hold here today on the intraday, I would say we could try for that upside continuation. If we get under it, we're looking for here, guys. This is probably your more likely and more confident hold level. If we do get a little drop today, look to see if we can catch some longs down at that 529 to 529.50. Obviously, upside supply is clear at 531.50. Okay? Let's take a second and just sort of think about the market in a larger picture. We do have Nvidia earnings after hours. Do you expect the market to make a huge move before that? Probably not, right? We talked about that yesterday on Nvidia. Yesterday on Nvidia, we said, hey, Nvidia earnings are tomorrow, and we probably don't think Nvidia is going to just squeeze through all-time highs, right? We said, hey, let's not try to think that Nvidia is going to squeeze through all-time highs today. We do have earnings tomorrow. This is what we were talking about yesterday. And that's pretty much all Nvidia did, right? We had a little bit of drama to the downside, a little trading opportunity back to the upside, pretty much staying within the same exact channel, right? So do I expect more of the same? Probably, right? Maybe a little bit of intraday drama to both sides. Do I expect us to just blue sky through new highs before Nvidia earnings today? Probably not. right? Could we see that after NVIDIA earnings? Yes, right? We could see it after NVIDIA earnings if we get confirmation of a good report and obviously strength on NVIDIA. Then maybe we can get that, breakout of all-time highs. But do we expect to get that type of action before that earnings report? I would say a little bit less likely, right? There's going to be more of a balanced market before that report does release. Russell, pretty much a nothing day on the Russell yesterday, just floating above our demand zone at 2090 to 2095 and floating below our supply at 2125 to 2130, right? So pretty much the Russell is just sitting here awaiting the next catalyst on the market. Could you potentially see a really sexy long entry down here for some type of a, I don't know, you can call it a little bit of a flag action, right, for that breakout? Very possible, right? Very possible. Is this the next move on the Russell? If the NVIDIA's earnings are strong, if the market heats up again, then yeah, you're going to look back and say, holy crap, that 2090 demand on Russell was really nice, right? Was really nice. So keep an eye on that 2090, keep an eye on that 2096, keep an eye on that zone. Let's see if that does continue to hold. Dow Jones, we can see had a little bit of trouble again at that 40,000, still sort of rejecting that 40,000. So be careful of that 40K on Dow Jones. Yeah, David, it's interesting, right? If you guys look around in the market, I've been sort of peeking around more than just tech, but like these stocks, some of these stocks are really getting smacked down, right? Like Ulta is one that's been dead since their last report. That has been really ugly lately. Lululemon is another one that just continues to drop. A lot of these retail names really are not doing too well, right? It's a lot of tech that's holding up. So some ones that I really have highlighted and watched is, Ulta has been down since that last earnings, continued to drop almost on a daily basis. Lulu's another one. Target reporting today, down, probably not good for retailers. So a little bit of concern on those retail names. Really not looking great, right? Really not looking great at all. So good point out there, David. I've been noticing that as well. All right. I'm going to take a sip of water. If you guys could, press that like button for me. I know it says there's 102 people here, but there's definitely a lot more. Not sure why YouTube's messing up today, but I appreciate you guys pressing the like button. I can tell there's more than 100 people here. We have 855 likes. If you guys could, let's get to 1,000. Try to show YouTube that there's more than what they say. They're counting us out, man. They're counting us out. Can you help me get back into the chat? Keep getting message failed to load. Meal, try to send me a DM on Discord or shoot me an email. Yeah, I'm going to have to, you probably got, maybe payment didn't go through or I don't know, something. All right. Let's continue. Let's get into some stocks. So the stock that surprised me the most, yesterday, Tesla, man, what a move. I mean, this is what I was sort of talking about yesterday. You just don't know what Tesla's going to do the day of, right? I did not expect to see Tesla up 6.5% yesterday. That was the last thing I was going to expect. So pretty crazy. Nice Tesla upside, really strong. And then look at how these levels reacted here yesterday, right? That 178 level, really nice hold there, right? We had a little rejection at the 182, but ultimately squeezed through it. And right now, guys, this is the most interesting, possibly the most interesting trade of the day. And it is 182. Why, right? Why 182? Look at this 182 level on Tesla. If Tesla actually wants to wake up, and before I get too deep into this, let me preface why I believe this happened yesterday. You saw that Pepsi news. With Tesla, the Pepsi semi trucks, right? Pretty interesting news there, right? If we keep getting a little bit more positivity from the semi trucks, interesting what that does for Tesla, because I believe that is a sort of hidden positive thing that's going on for Tesla. Let me go ahead and pull up. I'll just share with you. I know I talked shit about Tesla yesterday, but don't think that I'm not invested in it, okay? I have about 450 shares of Tesla across all portfolios. The biggest one is this one right here, which I will share with you. This is this is the account I had to start again because of some problems with my SEP IRA. But this is my largest singular holding on Tesla. Overall, I have about 450 shares, but this is my biggest one portfolio holding, and it's 280 shares of Tesla at $173. So yeah, I've seen the sort of shitty action on Tesla as of late, but that does not mean that I am not an investor in it. Okay, so make sure you know that. Got about 50K in Tesla there in that portfolio at 173. So yesterday was definitely something I was excited to see. I'm not mad that it's going up. It's been flat, right? This is what we talked about, right? Tesla's been so sort of hard to read. I mean, it's been pretty flat, right? And yesterday you just get our random 7% upside move. I'll take it, right? I'll take it. But here's what we watched today. We definitely want to watch to see if 182 is a level that can hold, right? Can we hold 182? Why would I try to short Tesla 182? No, I did not. I'm not going to short Tesla going straight up with the market going straight up, okay? The market was straight up yesterday. There's absolutely no reason to try to short Tesla yesterday. Why are we shorting the strongest name on the market when the market's going up? Okay, that's not a trade. 182. So you can see right here, you have that previous high at 182. We had a little bit of a rejection at 182, but ultimately squeezed through it. We hit up into that 100 SMA, right? That was very clear. We hit our 100 SMA and our previous 187 supply. Nice little failure there. That's expected after a big push to the upside. What are we looking for today? We're looking for that break and retest, right? Can Tesla actually get going? Or is this just another failure, right? And I wouldn't be surprised, right? We've been excited on Tesla upside in the past, and we've gotten that break right back down. We've gotten a little bit excited on Tesla upside here. Do we actually maintain? Okay, that's going to be the key. Does Tesla actually find strength to maintain a key level and continue the grind to the upside? Or do we just fail once again? If we do not hold over 182, then I would say that Tesla is just going to fail again. I think you need to start creating higher lows. And the higher low that I would really like to see is above 182. If we can maintain this today, I think you can get a break and retest long entry back to that 187. Above 187 is where it gets interesting. All right, we look at this hourly chart. Above 187 is where it gets interesting, right here. Above this high, above some of these previous highs, and above the 100 SMA is where it really gets intriguing for that continuation move. So let's see, right? Let's definitely watch 187 on Tesla, and let's definitely watch that 182, okay? 182, 187. 182, 187. Let's see. That's going to be the watch. Maybe Tesla can give us some more action today. If it can, let's trade it. 5-minute chart, you can see right now, Tesla is attempting to hold that 182. Attempting. If we can do this, let's look for that long off 182 today. All right. Nvidia. I don't have much for you on Nvidia. I just don't want to recommend much here because obviously for clear reasons. IV is going to be astronomically high. Contracts are going to be astronomically expensive. Earnings is after hours. It held a nice level yesterday, I will say, right? What level did we talk about and what level have we been watching to the downside? It's that 936 level, and that surely held, right? That 936 level held once again and did create some upside opportunity. So some decent action there. I'm actually curious to see how those contracts reacted yesterday. Let's go to like the 940s. I want to see what they did yesterday on that pop. They went from what, 40 to 45. Yeah, not a great move, really. What is that, 10%? Not a great move. 40 to 45. See, you can start to see, right? You can start to see why it's a little bit less, not very advantageous to be trading these options, right? Because it's a 40 to 45 move on the premium. That's a 10% move on the premium, a little bit less actually. And that's a pretty monster move on Nvidia underlying, right? I'd expect this underlying move right here to create more than 10% upside on an options premium. So that's what I'm talking about, right? That's why it might not even be worth your time to trade these contracts, because on any other time, if Nvidia didn't have earnings, I'd expect this to be a much larger than 10% move on an option contract. This is typically like a 50% move on an option contract, maybe even more. So that's why it's just a little bit tough to even get my interest to trade Nvidia this week. You have a very clear supply up here, guys, at 960. You got to be careful up here. 960 definitely looks like a heavy level. But I will say, the way this is building higher does not look like it wants to go down. Now, of course, earnings are a wild card. I don't know what happens on earnings. But the way this is building higher just simply does not look like Nvidia wants to go anywhere to the downside, right? That's just the way it's building. That's what my analysis would tell me. But I do not know what Nvidia earnings could do, right? We could go straight down because of something that they report, something that the market does not like. Very possible. It's all a guess at this point. By the technicals, the holds are coming in, right? The way the technicals are doing their thing, the holds are coming in. And that's very strong. But tomorrow or tonight is the real key. Tomorrow we should have some fun on Nvidia, I'd say. The expected move on Nvidia today is $70. That is about a 7.5 expected move. Thank you, margin. That's a pretty big move. So $70 to either direction is what you will need to get for option premiums to appreciate post earnings. All right. So that's Nvidia. I really don't have much else, guys. The key levels are 936 and 960. Best of luck if you plan on trading it through earnings. AMD. Not so interested in AMD today on the intraday. Why? We've talked about this since Monday of this week. We talked about this verbatim on Monday. I said to you guys, be careful on AMD just staying pinned here before Nvidia earnings. That is exactly what AMD has done. It's been pinned under the 100, under the 50 SMA, under major supply. There's a sort of just ceiling and floor that continues to just sort of pin AMD sideways, right? So not too interested in AMD here. If you sort of average out the mean of the week, it's pretty much just stayed right at the mean of the move. Not going to be trading that intraday. What I would be a little bit more interested in here, guys, is if that semiconductor strength does come in, right, and we do see positivity on Nvidia earnings, this is definitely an opportunity to be watching, okay? AMD has fallen about 30% from its highs. Let's take it from this high right here. AMD has fallen at its peak, from peak to the low, about 34%. Okay, that's a pretty big drop, right? That's bearish market territory. Under a 20% drop is considered a bearish market. So AMD at one point was in a very bearish pullback, right? And we were down 34%. That screams opportunity to me if the semiconductor sector really heats up because of Nvidia earnings tonight, right? If we start to see those semis popping again, I would be eyes on an AMD for that comeback move. That is definitely something that I would be paying attention to. There's a lot of semiconductors that are at all-time highs. Qualcomm will not stop, all-time highs. MU, pretty much all-time highs. TSM, getting very close to that all-time high. The only one that I still think is a very solid company and not like a sort of ancillary name, like let's say ARM, is AMD. All right, and so there's a lot of opportunity here, in my opinion. That's about a 28-30% move back to the upside. If AMD, or if MU's at all-time highs, if TSM's at all-time highs, if Qualcomm's at all-time highs, if Nvidia squeezes through all-time highs, why is AMD not pushing to the upside? There might be some underlying reasons. There might be some fundamental reasons. But in the technical standpoint and as a trader, I think there's an opportunity. So I would be watching. I'd be paying attention to what AMD does here post Nvidia earnings. That's what I'll leave it at. Okay? That's how I'll leave it. MU, not to make an example, okay? I didn't want to do this, but I am going to have to say something. We had a lot of Nostradamuses in the chat yesterday about MU's downside, okay? It held the key level and it went up all day, okay? Again, an example. I don't like to make examples of people, but this is an example that I need to share because it is important and will save probably a lot of people a lot of money. MU went straight down in the pre-market yesterday, right into our key demand level at 124.50. It went up the entire day off that level. We have to trust levels, okay? We cannot get horned up over short-term downside. If it's at a demand level, we are not shorting the stock. It's as simple as that. We came right back down to our 124.50. That was our major demand level that we've seen in the past. We came down into that level. We held it perfectly, and we went up all day, okay? Make sure you are trading off levels and not some kind of bias that's inside of your head. The market does not care about your bias. It cares about what levels that we are trading off of. And yesterday, we had a lot of guesses about where MU was going to go because of that downside pre-market. And what did it do? It simply held the demand, took all the shorts out, popped right in their face, held above this demand as well, 127.50, and is right back to where we started. Okay? So, very important. Make sure you continue to pay attention to this. The next level to be watching is 130. That's our very clear supply above. Demand here, 127.50. Demand is very clear at 124.50. TSM, big gap up this morning. Someone said TSM was going down this morning. I'm not sure if you're looking at the inverse of this stock, but TSM is not going down this morning. 156, big gap up on TSM. We've been talking about that 154 level, right? Let's go to the hourly chart. Let's go to the hourly chart real quick. So, 154. We've talked about how it's been tough to get above that level. And so pretty much this morning, which sort of sucks, we just gapped above it. Not great, right? I wouldn't have liked to see just a total gap. I would have liked to see like a strong hold over 154 for a long entry. That's not what's going to happen here, right? We just simply gapped from level to level. So we are up above 156, and we gapped above the 154. So today, do I think TSM can fill this gap? I think so, right? I think so. Could we look for maybe that gap fill long? That could be really nice, right? If I see this, I'm definitely looking for it. This was a beautiful entry. Yes, Ty, I totally agree. This was our previous high right here, previous 150.5 high that we turned into a support all of this week and last week as well. Very nice long entry there for that upside move. 154, 156. I would love to see this, okay, and take a long right here at 154 today. That would be the beautiful long. I'm actually going to set an alert there just so I know if TSM starts filling that gap, I want to be looking for that long entry at 154. If we do not get that gap fill, and we hold above 156, then we are likely going to continue higher here towards the all-time high, which is 158.40, okay? Here's the 4-hour chart. 158.40 is the exact high here. Be careful of that 158.40. That's exact all-time highs. So if we get a hold above 156 today, then we're probably just going to see that sort of continuation towards 158.40. What I would like to see is this. Bam. Right off that 154. Let's see if we can get it. How about that ARM 110? That was our sneaky play, right? Our sneaky Nvidia play was that ARM 110. And man, was that beautiful yesterday. Chef, your question about the split. I don't know, man. I mean, this would be, typically they report those types of split newses around earnings. You know, you do usually see it off of earnings or maybe a couple weeks after earnings. So possibly, and if they do, Chef, it's going to be a bad day for short sellers. So, we'll see. Stock splits should not send the stock higher. That is not it does not make a company more valuable, right? But it's just sort of a catalyst trigger move that always happens on this market. So if they do report a split today, it's going to be an interesting day tomorrow. So anyways, ARM. We talked about that 110 high, right? Look at this. Look at this. Beauty. Absolute beauty. That's, what is that? That is called a break and retest long, my friends. That is textbook break and retest long action. Previous highs at 110. We broke above it. We pulled back to it, right? We held that 110 for the last 3 trading days, and we get our push off that level. Break and retest long entry there on ARM. Absolutely gorgeous. Trade might be over, just to be honest. Trade might be over. Yesterday might have been the move you needed. I'd be a little bit careful after this push today. I'd be careful into this 50 SMA, and I'd definitely be careful at the 120, okay? Right here. You can see the daily chart. There's a big supply at 120. I mean, big time, right? Look at all this. 120, 120, 120, 120 for 2 months, right? So be careful as we trade into 120. If we get over 120, that's game time, all right? SMCI, let's go into the short term. Interested to see what this does on earnings today, on Nvidia earnings. It's been holding this 900 level. It's very clearly been holding this 870 level, right? 870 and this 900. Yesterday, nice pop to the upside, but did ultimately fail that 940 zone, and this 950 still tough above. I think this probably just sort of fades, sort of in this zone today. I don't expect too much. But I would say look to see if SMCI can maybe create some kind of a long opportunity off 900 today. That could be a nice little intraday trade, a little SMCI long off 900. Could be something to watch for maybe another push to the upside. But I would be very careful up in the 940s, 950s. Looks pretty heavy up there. I wanted to talk about Meta because Meta has been a little bit of the, the stepchild of recently, right? We've seen sort of that, overall market or that weakness versus market, that underperformance versus market as of late. But this is a very interesting level that Meta has pulled back to, guys. And I would be paying attention to this today, right? Keep an eye on this 463. This has been a very advantageous and very lucrative long entry in the past, right? Right here, if you longed Meta 463, you had a fantastic few days. If you longed Meta here 463, you had a fantastic day. If you longed to here, you had a good day as well. There has not been a time that longing Meta 463 has lost you money. Okay? So today you're starting to see some interest off it again. You're starting to see that little pop off that 463. I would be interested, right? Maybe for a long back into that 473, about at 10 points. Keep an eye on that today. Something to watch. Coinbase. So yesterday, we took our profits pretty much at open on the swing trade. We re-longed it at 220, took those profits into end of day. Nice little trades on Coinbase over the last few days. Here's why I didn't hold anything overnight. This is why I did not hold any Coinbase overnight. I'm not a fan of what's happening here at 233. This looks very heavy to me. Multiple rejections at 233. Also, the 50 SMA. 50 daily SMA, 50 daily moving average, not in love with it, okay? A little bit heavy up here. Be careful staying long Coinbase at that 233. Yesterday, the pullback long was a beauty. It was a break and retest long, right? There was a very nice intraday opportunity. You can see right here. We talked about that 220 pullback. We had a pullback right to it, and we had a nice long off of it. Very nice. However, this still looks heavy to me. 233 to 220 looks to be your consolidation range. If you can get another pullback to 220, maybe there's another long, but be careful up into that 233. Google, a little bit of weakness on Google here. You can see right now. I would say you got to watch this 177.50. If you break below this, you're going down to that 175.50. Look to see if you can hold that 177.50. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that 177.50 on Google. Amazon, been very weak, but starting to sort of hold a little bit here. I'm just not in love with this Amazon price action. It is holding our 170, our 183 level again. Right, you can see right here. But Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not in love with what Amazon's been doing here. Just seems to be sort of dead in a way. Could you maybe find a long off 183 today? Maybe back into this supply high, 188? Maybe, right? Maybe. But I'm probably going to leave Amazon alone today. Just haven't loved the action as of late. What else? Apple has been a ripper. It's had some strength behind it again yesterday. Some key levels to watch on Apple today, right here. 190, 180, 192. Keep an eye on that. Down here, 190, and then right here, 190, 270. Keep an eye on those levels on Apple today. Let's see if we can hold this 192 zone today on Apple. Would be something to watch. I think that's about it. Oh, Netflix. Let's go to Netflix. Netflix, Microsoft. Yeah, let's go Netflix, Microsoft. Netflix. We took this long yesterday. Was a very clean trade. Congrats to anyone that took this with me. This was a break and hold over the 644 level. Right? That was the previous highs. That was the Monday highs. You can see we had a hold above this level. Very clean. And we had that sort of continuation move. Very nice. There was some opportunity to get long. It wasn't great. But there was some opportunity to get long here. Netflix. We actually longed it off this hold, the 637. Let me show you why. All right, this was that 637 level we talked about. That hold at 637. That was, if I go back, right here. 637, 637, right? That was a nice little long entry there on Netflix. Today, right here, 648, right there. 648, right there. Keep an eye on that. 648 Netflix. Under that, 644. Who sent their people here? Someone sent their people. Maybe. Who is that? Oh, TB. Who the hell is what is that word? I can't even say that word. TB's too smart for me, man. Find a different word there. Find a different word. I love it. Bring him on in. So Netflix, 648, 644. Bring him in. Microsoft, last one. TB, find a different word, TB. No one knows what that word means. 4:30 today. 4:30. It's a military. Shout out military. Thanks for your service. Our vocab is too refined. Yeah, come on. Dumb it down a little bit. Watch 4:30 on Microsoft, guys. Keep an eye on that today. That's all-time highs. If Microsoft can hold over all-time highs at 4:30, keep eyes on that today, all right? Oh. Rangers, baby. Shout out TB. Hopefully he has maybe more viewers than me today, even though I know it's not 267 viewers. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But I shout out begrudgingly. What a terrible word that is. But shout out to the vets. Thanks for the service. If that's a military word, I don't mean to offend anyone. Press that like button. Good luck today. Nvidia earnings tonight. Should be fun. We'll be here tomorrow to take a look at the post-earnings action. Make sure to stop by. Hopefully YouTube figures its shit out. Thank you guys again. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate the raid, TB. Good guy over there. Good guy. What's up, brother? All right. Have a fantastic day, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace out.